Hi everyone. Welcome to my channel. Before we start, please subscribe our channel. Today we will be discussing with you 5 best villains in Spider-Man. Number 5. The Lizard. Fans may have seemed like an strange choice to play the head villain in a big reboot of a massive superhero franchise. He may have been the only actor less known than Andrew Garfield at the time, but the unfortunate thing is how defanged he is. Rhys Ifans isn't really memorable in the role, nor does the script allow him to develop a compelling bond with Peter Parker. Once he turns into the Lizard, he concocts a groan-worthy scheme of turning all of New York into lizard people. Curt Connors is on this list because he is at least a more developed villain than Topher Grace's Venom or Jamie Foxx's Electro. However, that's not saying much. An adventurous actor with his own fidgety energy, he never gets to unleash much of it in this clunky world builder. You can see him trying to bring something more to the role, without a lot of success. Also, can we just say that the Lizard is pretty gross? Number 4. Venom. Even before Tom Hardy played a muscular but extremely weird Venom in last year's surprise, and truly bizarre, hit, Topher Grace was an odd fit as the journalist who becomes a symbiote with an alien being, transforming into Spider-Man's hated enemy. Venom in Spider-Man 3 is the reason Sam Raimi walked away from the franchise. After 2 very successful and critically acclaimed movies, the third in the franchise was hurt from the start. Raimi wanted to tell the story of the Sandman, and that was the best part of the movie. However, it was clear that Raimi cared little for Venom, and the character was just a shell of its comic book counterpart and nothing close to Tom Hardy's Venom years later. Grace is strangely smug before he turns into Venom, and that smugness makes it difficult to find him too intimidating after he does. Mostly, you're just thinking, wait, am I supposed to be scared of Topher Grace right now? Grace himself even admitted it was lousy casting. Number 3. Mysterio. For longtime fans of superhero movies, the casting of Jake Gyllenhaal in Far From Home was a cheeky callback to an era, not that long ago, when it looked like the actor might replace Tobey Maguire in Spider-Man 2. That didn't happen, obviously, but roughly 15 years later he got to be Quentin Beck, who claims to be from a different Earth in the multiverse, just trying to help Tom Holland's Spider-Man defeat the Elementals. No longer the sweet kid of Moonlight Mile, or the demented kid of Donnie Darko, Gyllenhaal has evolved into a warm, mature presence, and so he's seemingly the perfect father figure for Spider-Man, who's in search of one after Tony Stark's death. Mysterio ends up having a pretty conventional evil plan, but Gyllenhaal gives it a little more juice and humor than it would otherwise have. Like the movie itself, his character is rich with potential but ultimately a tad underwhelming. Number 2. Vulture. The recent Michael Keaton renaissance, he was excellent in Birdman and Spotlight, continued with this superb performance, which was all the juicier because of how it represented the actor coming full circle. A few decades before, he was Batman, one of the biggest DC heroes, helping to popularize superhero cinema. In 2017, he was the Vulture, a Spider-Man bad guy. The MCU has notoriously featured some weak villains, but Homecoming was one of the happy exceptions, pitting Tom Holland's sweet, geeky Peter Parker against Adrian, a hard-working guy who loses his business thanks to Tony Stark. Keaton plays the man as weary and resentful, wanting to take his anger out on the world, and Adrian doesn't even know yet that his arch-nemesis is dating his daughter. It's a cliché that the best villains don't think of themselves as the villains, and Keaton brought that truism to life. In Homecoming, Vulture and Spidey stand toe-to-toe, both relatable and sympathetic in their own way. Number 1. Dr. Octopus. Casting Melina, An actor who can be menacing but also absolutely delightful and charming, was a brilliant coup for a film that needs us to empathize with its bad guy. That this Doc Ock is initially so close to Peter Parker makes his descent into madness and villainy not just scary but sad. You cheer for Melina almost as much as you do Spider-Man until you suddenly don't. And what an inventive creation. Our favorite bit is how each of his mechanical arms seems to have their own personality, and it's not always one that jibes with the others. Dr. Octopus. Of all the villains so far, Doc Ock was by far the strongest and most distinctive visual presence. He's instantly recognizable. No other character moves like Doc Ock. No other character has a silhouette like Doc Ock, and that silhouette tells his story. Scientist with crazy manipulative arms fused to his body. That counts for a lot in a movie. No other villain has yet posed the same level of palpable physical threat that Doc Ock did. Goblin bombs or electric shock don't make you flinch the way a metal arm punching through the wall next to you does. They are really amazing. Thanks for watching. In case you forgot, you can help this channel grow and enjoy more each time. Just like, subscribe and activate notifications. Stay tuned for more videos.